Demo today. We're going to be playing with Brushos, and we're going to play with it on 3 different cards. We're going to do the Multifarious card, the gloss card, and the watercolor card, so you can see what the difference is between the different types of cards, because they all have a different effect. And I thought I'd show you some samples of what I've done in the past, because it's always nice to see what it looks like. This one is the black. That's the black Brusho. And you can see how the colour just bursts out. So I think I've put a little bit of blue, bit of turquoise in with that as well. This one is another one. This one's done on shiny card or gloss card. And I like using it on gloss card because the colours are so much brighter. But you'll see that when we do the demo. And this one, now the story behind this one, it's Take the Plunge from Rubber Dance. I sat a glass, one of these glasses, into the centre of the card, and then I spritzed it with water and put the Brushos on. And it gave me a really rustic circle in the centre, so it's something I could spotlight a stamp with. So that's what I did with that one. This one I did for a blog hop that Lost Coast Designs were collaborating with Colourcraft. So we had to do something with Colourcraft. So I tried using Brushos in about four different ways on this one. So I have painted with it. I've painted the leaves. I've added some background. I've done some flicking. Can you see that? Little specks. Just to add some more interest to the background. And I sponged it through a stencil, which is what the rays are. And although, as you'll see, the Brushos, you mix it with water and it's quite a wet product, you just have to dab it up on a craft sheet to get most of the moisture out, and you can still use it through a stencil, and it worked quite fine. So they're the samples. Okay, the specials. The specials until Sunday, or until I remember to take them off special, are going to be the Brushos. So they normally sell in the shop at inkupdesigns.com for $10.95. I've got them for the weekend at $10 each. So it's a nice little saving. You only, if you get 10 of them, then you get your freight free as well. So you get a double bonus. So that's the special that starts. I did it already. It's already on there. I have some Brushos coming to top up what I've got, but they're not here yet, so they won't be here by the time the special, by the time the weekend's finished. But that's okay. So we should make a start. Let's start. Now, I'm going to take the camera down. Are you ready? Oh, I should explain what Brushos are first. And I googled it because I wanted to make sure I gave you the correct information. Brushos is a form of translucent watercolour. It's a dry crystalline powder. So if you were to look inside the container, it's not wet, it's dry. It's not a paste. You can pick it up like that. It is full of colour. It's a really heavily pigmented product. So if you like pastels, this product may not be for you because it is super bright, super bright. What I do, they come like this. I put a nail in the top. So you get a hammer and you punch a nail through, and that gives me a sprinkle effect, so I can just tip out a little bit at a time. What you'll find with Brushos, the less you use the better, because it is so powerful and so bright and vibrant. you don't want a whole lot of it. So there are a few ways that we can put it onto the card. So we'll start with a piece of multifarious card. And we'll start with emerald green. The way I like to do it, and I'll take the camera down now. Okay, you see that? Is that all right? Is that in the centre? I can't read the comments from here. Oh. See, it gets on everything. It's really messy stuff, and you can't see it. It's really invisible sometimes. Some of the crystals, until you add water to it, they become invisible. All right, so from a height, just put a fine mist, and I'll explain shortly why. And then I just tap out some Brushos. This one is emerald green. Put the nail back in so it doesn't let the moisture in. This is it so far. So now we're going to add a little bit more water. And can you see what's starting to happen? You don't need to add a lot of water. Okay. That's really pretty. I like that colour. That's a beautiful colour. See, I had red on my fingers and it's activated with the water. I'm going to bring you back up again for a second. Hi. The reason that I put a fine mist down first on the card is because it is such a fine powder, crystal. If you put it on dry and then spritz, it might push it off your card, onto your craft sheet, onto your clothes, onto the carpet, and you won't even know until it gets wet. So by putting a fine mist, it's like it's holding the crystals down, and then I can go in and spritz it with water. Oh, I like that. Hang on, take you back down. Look at this. Look at that. You see? Now I'm going to do the same thing on gloss card. Again, a fine mist, not too much. Emerald green, tiny little bit. That's it. It's already started activating. And now I'm going to just give it a little spritz of water. A little bit more. A little bit more. Look at that. Look at that. How gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Right, put that over there. And now I'm going to do the watercolour card. I know I've got Brushos on my fingertips, but that's okay. Again, spritz with water. Just so it holds the crystals. And that's just my preference. It's, you know, people might do it different, and that's okay. Everyone has their own way of doing things. I'll hold this up. Look at that. It just bursts. Bursts into life. Just like that. Probably a bit too much water on that, but we're going to set that aside. I've got baby wipes here, so I do need to clean my fingers occasionally. It is really good to have, you do need to be clean. This is one of those techniques where you do need to be clean constantly. Sorry about that, guys. Look at that. Who would have thought all that colour was on my craft sheet? Couldn't even see it. All right, let's pick another colour. I just want to show you what a few of the different colours look like, because sometimes it's all a bit foreign, isn't it? Just do that. And, oh, now this one I haven't got a nail in, so I'm going to show you another way to pick it up. Nice little fluffy brush. And dip it in, and it's like a bee picking up pollen. And then you can just, whoops, tap it on. Tap that back in. That's what it looks like. It looks like a bee that's been out gathering pollen all day. This one is dark brown. Oh, at that. Look at that. Well, I'd give it another squirt, do you think? And that's it there. Look at that. Beautiful. That will fade. Going to do it on glossy card because I said we'll do it on different ones. And where did I put the dark brown? Find that brush. Pick it up like a bee. Just put a little bit on there. And then spritz it. Oh, look at that. On gloss card. Beautiful. And you can tip it and make drips. Try and tip it down. And you can make really interesting patterns with that. Alright, I'm going to run out of room, but that's okay. We'll keep going. And on watercolour card. Spritz lightly. It's only so it holds the colour and stops it from going all over the place. Just need a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Being so gentle, aren't I? It's not like me to be quite that gentle. Look at that. You can see the flecks of orange coming through. Look at that. What happens with some of the colours, not all of them, but some of the colours have colours hidden within it. I'm going to bring you back up again, guys. Hi. If you've got straight colours like blue and red and yellow, they tend to stay blue, red and yellow. But if you've got colours like green and purple, colours that you know that you can mix a couple of colours with to make, you'll find that you'll have other colours coming out. Now, one of the things with black is black is all colours. So let's do black. Let's see what happens. I'm going to get paper towel. Look at that. You can't see it, but it's there. And it gets onto everything. Don't be surprised if it gets onto your clothes. It really does get everywhere. Yeah, you could probably wear an apron. I just tend to wear old clothes though. Right, black. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's another one that I haven't opened. Just get the brown off. So I don't want brown in my black. It looks pretty clean. Since I've been in Geelong, better do this first. Get that out of the way. Since I've been in Geelong, I haven't been able to find my hammer. Well, actually, I've got my hammer. I can't find the nails. So that's why the latest ones. So this is black. That's why the latest ones haven't got the hole in the top. All right, now let's go in with the water. This is on the multifarious card. Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry, got to put you down. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Big blob of orange, lots of blue, and some muted colour where the water is. I'm going to put that over there. That almost looks like a feather. Can you see a feather in that? I can see it's like a real feather look there. That will just keep on spreading and activating. We're going to do it on gloss card. There's no point just doing it on one. We'll do it on all of them. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm just going to tip that around. Quite black. If the colour's really, colour's really strong, you can go in and just dab it, and you can take a bit of the colour off. That's quite pretty. Look at that. Gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful effects. Put that over there. And the watercolour card, because that's the third one that we're doing it with. And again, let's just do fine mist. Grab my brush. Grab a little bit of ink. Don't want too much. There we go. And spray. Look at the colours. That doesn't even look like black, does it? Look at that. Beautiful. You just don't go in too quick with the water. I'll probably put on a spray or two too much there, but that's okay. That will be handy. That will be handy for something else later. I'm bringing you back up again. Now, some of these have nearly dried. So this is the emerald green on the watercolour card. Emerald green on the multifarious. And the emerald green, just get rid of some of the, on the watercolour card. So they're actually quite different. The colour's quite similar, but this is more muted, like it's all over, it just goes everywhere. The shiny card, there's a lot more detail, a lot more interest, for me anyway, and not too bad. It's a mixture of the two on the multifarious card. So that's that. Put those together, and again I've got to clean up. Because I need to make room, because I'm going to show you something else. I was having a play with this. Look at that, black. You just can't see it, but it's there. You've got to be cleaning the whole time. So I have a pile of paper towels down beside me. So what I was doing this afternoon, I just, you know what I'm like, I just use my craft sheet for everything. I sprayed some water onto the craft sheet, and then I got the dark brown. Where is it? That's black. I just can't find, oh, there it is. I use a different brush. Put some in there. And mix it. Just mix it into, I'll take you down to the craft sheet. Mix it up. Oh, just like that. Looks really dark there, but we know that it's not that dark once it goes onto the card. All right, so then I get the multifarious card. I might just add a little bit more water, make it runnier, and you can do just swish it through and dab, and just do that. Real chocolatey effect, that one. A bit darker than what I want, so I'm going to dab some of it off using a paper towel, just like that. Now, what happens, which is, I'll just show you, that is a totally different look to, that's the other multifarious card earlier. So swiping it through the craft sheet, you get a much more solid look to it. So bring it back up. Sorry guys, up and down like a yo-yo today. I did it this afternoon, and then I don't want to do it now because the card's still quite wet, but I did it on watercolour card this afternoon, and I had, so off to the edge, I decided to stamp the elephant from the African elephant set from Rubber Dance, and then I cut it out, and look how it looks. How beautiful is that elephant? Gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. I love that elephant. I'm going to use that elephant this week. I've got to do another project for Rubber Dance, so I will use my elephant, I think, and put him on a nice background. Has anyone got any questions about Brushos at this stage? Do you want to see some more colours? Hi Julie, how are you going? Anyone want to see some more colours? I know that Gamboge is one that people might not be familiar with, so I've got the Gamboge. It's like quite a rich yellow, almost orange. Right, that's enough. Put the nail back in, give it a squirt, And that's what the gamboge looks like. Get some nice interesting bits happening. Just twist it around. That's because I'm holding it up to the camera. Has anyone got any questions? Is there anything anyone wants to know about Brushos? You can paint with it. So I said that earlier. If I was to stamp, what can I stamp onto? What's dry? What's dry? This one's almost dry. So I'll just dry it with a paper towel. Actually, I'll dry it with a heat gun because I'm going to add ink onto it. This one is the dark brown on watercolour paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the giraffe from the African animal set. So I'll take it back down to the table. And I'm just using archival ink, twisting the ink on and then tapping it like that. And I'm going to put him half on the colour, half off the colour, and nice and firm, and hold it for at least 10 seconds, and all that does is allow the ink to transfer from the stamp to the cardstock, and then lift up and dry. So he's got a little bit of colour on him. Can you see? I didn't want the colour to be all over him, so I've just left him a little bit, just a little bit, half coloured, half not coloured. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, and I thought gamboge might be nice. Yeah, we'll use gamboge. I'm going to make a paste with the water and the colour, just like we did before with the black. Just like that. And you can go in and you can just add a little bit of watercolouring. So you can watercolour. It's just painting. It's just beautiful for watercolouring. Alright, so that's the gamboge. So we have just sprinkled it onto card, and we've tried multifarious card, glossy cardstock, and that's my heat gun falling down, and the watercolour card. We have swiped it through the craft sheet, and we have watercoloured, just painting roughly. Then I would cut that out. I won't cut it out right now because the card is still a bit wet, so it won't cut properly. The effects are absolutely stunning. Some of the things that you can use these for is to make nice bright flowers. They would make gorgeous flowers, and some of them would make, if you're only using a little bit, you could have fireworks. You can also, while I think of it, you can also do some mark making with them. So I'm going to take you back down again. Right. And I'm just going to use a brush, and I'm going to paint some water onto the card, just in different directions like that, and then sprinkle, let's do emerald green, sprinkle the Brushos onto it. So it will only go where you've brushed. A couple of them have dried. Not that. Nice solid shapes. So another thing you can do, and I'll do this one on watercolour card, is like you can paint a circle with water. And I'm going to use turquoise. No, I'm going to use sandstone because it's got a hole in it. Needs a bit more water. Tap off the excess and it just goes where the water was. Pretty cool, isn't it? The other thing you can do, which is fun to do, everything's fun, everything. Oh, look, that's even got some colour in it already, so we might just add some more of the emerald green to that, because that looks like what was on there in the first place. And I'm going to go in with a fan brush. So you can go in, if you put it onto the wet areas, it's going to spread out where the water is. But if you're putting it into a dry area, you just get some nice little speckles. So it's a really fast way just to add some more speckles. We'll do it onto this one in the dry areas. That's just quick. I just wanted to show you that you can use it with a fan brush as well. Okay. I think I'm okay. You will end up, oh, my fingers aren't too bad at the moment. It's just a little bit. It will stain. It is a dye. Nothing that a good shower usually doesn't fix. Red may take longer to come off your skin. You might have it on your skin for a couple of days. That's okay, as long as you know that that's what it is. And it's a really nice way if you want to scare people at the supermarket. Just play with the red Brushos. Everyone will think you're injured. Just don't tell them. I've done it before. You can see them looking, but they're not going to say anything. Has anyone got anything else that they want to say? Paula, with Lavinia Brayer's ink on gel plate, yeah. I've tried the ink on the gel plate, and what Tracy has used on her videos is the colour box range of inks, and they are no longer made. So I think that is probably one of the reasons behind why they've come up with their own ink range. So they wanted something that will replace the colour box brand. And distress inks don't work the same. I don't know why, but they just don't work the same as, and you don't get the same effect as what she seems to do so easily on her videos. And that's been widely commented on through their sites. So I'm waiting for the Essentials inks to come in, and then I will be having a play with the Essentials inks on a gel plate. And what you do is you make up this Brushos in water, and you get a fan brush and you put that onto your colour on your gel plate, and then take a print, and you get the most stunning thing. So I can't wait for the Essentials inks to come in. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Pink. I haven't got pink handy. They do have a red, which I haven't got in front of me. I've got a scarlet. That would be close. Let's do scarlet. Let's do scarlet on a bit of watercolour. Oh, take it back down. Again. Scarlet's like a red. I wonder if it'll go out to a pink. Let's see. I haven't used scarlet for some time. It's a reddy, orangey red. Look at that. There's your fireworks. You can add some really interesting backgrounds. I am going to wipe this mat again. So I'm just tapping that off to dry it a little bit, and then I'll get the heat gun. You know, when your card curls up like that, all you have to do is turn it over. Whoop. And it flattens out. Just like that. All over. And I've got white. I need a clean brush, I think, for the white. I'm going to use one that I've already used because it's white. If I go in, actually, I'm going to put it down here. Look at that, it's green. Got to clean my craft sheet a little bit for the white because I want the white to be white. There we go. Put white onto the craft sheet. Make it a white paste. And I think if you put the white Brushos onto the red, maybe that will create pink. Let's see. Let's experiment. Getting white all over me. Okay. And we'll dry that because it might take a little while. No, I didn't make. It didn't make pink. I'm going to put the lid back on the white. I'm really worried about the white. I want the white to stay white. A couple of damp areas. I'll just pat them off. You can see what's happened with the white. These are the watery ones up here, and down here was thicker with the white. So you get a nice speckledy white. Whoops. Nice speckledy white effect. I can't think, I don't think they've got a pink as such. Yes, there is a crimson. There is a crimson, but is that pink, Leanne? There's a few different reds. I haven't got the chart to tell you what they are off the top of my head, but when you go to Ink Art Designs, you can type in Brushos and the whole lot of the Brushos will come up and you'll be able to see what the ranges are through the greens, through the blues, and through the crimsons and reds, and there's vermilion, and I've got the light brown, dark brown, black, white, whole range of colours. Oh, Linda, pink, unheard of. Yes. Yes, you can mix the two colours when they're wet. So, what they say is, if you're going to mix two colours, if you think of your colour wheel, don't use colours on the opposite side of the colour wheel because they'll just go brown. So use colours that are similar. You know, blue and red are going to make a purple, so you can go reds and blues and come out with a nice purpley colour. That's not going to make brown. Yellow and blue will give you a green. So I've got a yellow. Let me see what I've got here. Oh, no, I've got a turquoise and a gamboge. That's near enough to blue and yellow. So let's go down and have a look and see what happens. Alright, and this is on watercolour card. Remember, I put that down so that it stops the crystals flying off when I hit it with a bit of water later. I'm going to show you one of my bad habits. I'll just sprinkle. Look at that. Alright, so that's turquoise and gamboge. So that's what it's looking like so far. And I'm just going to spray a bit of water. And you can see the green starting to appear. Can you just see? How gorgeous is that? Beautiful. I will take some of the colour off. Let's get another paper towel. Off there. I'll take some off there. Just so I can hold it up without it spilling everywhere. So you can see the blue, the yellow, and there are specks of green as well. Okay. So just be thoughtful of the colours that you're putting together. That's all I'm saying. Once you start putting 3 or 4 colours down, there's a bigger chance of it going to brown. Are there any? Yeah, I tried red, and I tried the white on the red, Leanne, and the white just stayed white and the red stayed red, so that wasn't going to mix very well. Oh, okay. Well, let's have a look and see. So Leanne suggested put the red and the white on the craft sheet. Okay, let's clean the craft sheet. And we'll put down the scarlet. Oh, we better put some water down. We might as well have a look and see what it does. I'm loving that you're asking all these questions. I absolutely love it. Nice to see that you're thinking. I'm going to be really careful. You usually need a bit of white, don't you? Because otherwise nothing changes. Right. Just cleaning up a brush. I think that one had brown on it. Still got brown on it. Has this one got on it? No, that's alright. We'll mix it with this one. It looks just a lighter red. It doesn't look like it's a pink. Let's try a bit more white. It must take a lot of white, I would say. Maybe I used too much red to start with. Maybe I should have put the white down and then just put a few sprinkles. So it's more like a watermelon, Leanne. Can you see that? So how will I do that? Let's do some stamping with an acrylic block. Just so you can see. Oops, don't want to drop that on the floor or me. So we're just going to pick that up and do some random stamping. So you can see this was the red and we added some white. Sorry about the blurs. So it's like that. So that was the red beforehand. I don't think there's a lot of difference, but I may have, I should have gone in with white first and just added just a few drops of pink. Why not do that? Have we got time? Let's go in with the scarlet. Oh no, we're going to go in with the white, aren't we? And let's do scarlet, but just, oh, not many drops at all on that. Okay. It's a real, it's not a pink, I don't think. So I'll put that onto watercolour card. Make it a bit watery. And like I said before, it can be used as a watercolour wash. So that's about as pink as what it's going to go. That's it there. How's that looking? So that's the pink. That was the one where we had red and added white to it. And this way I did it the other way around. I did white and just a few specks of the red, the scarlet. So I was able to create a colour palette. Yeah, you can mix the colours and you can make nearly anything with them. There's about 33 colours in the whole range. And you can just make nearly all the colours, just how you would if you were working with paints. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a very pale watermelon. I'll just dry that actually and show you. I'm going to dab it. Just want it to be strong so you can see. I can't help myself, I have to dab it into the craft sheet because I think the speckles just add so much interest. Beautiful. Okay. And I will dry that like that and show you. So that's the pink. It's kind of pink. It's a very watermelon type pink, that one. Quite like how the dots, can you see the dots? Lots of texture in the background there. Has anyone got anything else that they want me to try? It is a pretty pink. It's I think putting the white and just a few crystals of the red, because it is such an intense colour range, you don't need a lot of red. And I think I used too much red the first time, and that was the result. So that was going red, and that was doing it with a white base and just adding a few crystals. Which one looks like a face? Which one? This one? This one? Does it look like a face, or does that look like a face? I'm not sure. See, I would stamp onto that. Let's have a look. What have I got? Got a house. Oh no, I need something with a backing on it. I'm going to put an elephant. Let's do it with an elephant. Oh, shiz. Twist the ink on and then dab it. And then, always make sure you put your lids on. I'm going to go there. Nice and firm. Always have one hand on your stamping block, because if you take two hands off and then you put your hands back on, it could jump and then you end up with that shadowy stamping that you sometimes get. At least 10 seconds. Oh, it's not a very good ink pad. Alright, you can only just see. It's going to be a speckled elephant when I cut him out. But that's okay. Oh, a pink elephant. That could be the pink elephant. Quite like that idea. Has anyone got... Yeah, tiny bit of red, but put the white down first. I agree, Leanne. That was worth doing, worth demonstrating. Hi Annie, how are you? Annie's joined us and she's going to be watching later. Things to remember about Brushos. They are an intense colour. You will get messy. It is a dye. It will stain everything. So it'll get on your clothes, on the floor. You've got to clean everything as you go. But it's instant colour. So look at this one. Look how good that one's. That was the emerald green. I think I've picked that as my favourite. And I actually don't mind this with the dark brown on the watercolour card. So that's not bad either. So they're my two picks, and I'll do something with both of those before the week's out. Don't forget, Brushos are on special until Sunday night, or until I remember to take them off special. So they're $10.95 down to $10 each, and when you spend $100, it's freight free within Australia. Sorry to overseas people, I can't help that. It's just the freight is ridiculous overseas at the moment, so we'll see what happens in the future if we can work something out. So if there's no other questions, did everyone enjoy seeing the Brushos just for a change? I just thought it'd be nice just to play and just see that it's instant colour, and it's not hard. Just stamp on it. Look at this elephant that I made this afternoon. How cool is that for an elephant? And I think my giraffe is going to look pretty awesome later on when I cut that one out. So instant. Sometimes we don't want to spend hours making a background. Sometimes we just want something fast. But the hardest part is getting it just to be dry enough to do something with. We've done it on multifarious card, on glossy card, and on watercolor card. Yeah, the Brushos are awesome, and it's like magic before your eyes. It just bursts into color. I should show you something else. Oh, see how I get sidetracked? Because I'm going to take you back down. We're going to do it with a stencil. Let's just, this is pods from Lavinia. And I'm going to just give it a light spray. Just being really careful. What colour will I use, guys? Let's go leaf green. Yeah, leaf green. And see what happens. Gosh, what if this will work? Shouldn't it? I'm just going to give it a little bit more water. I hope I haven't gone and done too much. Ooh. Okay. And lift. No, it didn't really work. That's okay. It was worth having a go. I need to practice that one. On the back of this one, and turn that over. Maybe I can do a print. And use paper towel. This might work. Okay. Oh, look at that. And there's enough on there, I could probably do another one. So a nice skeleton background. So that kind of works. I don't mind that. That could be interesting. I'd probably go around it with a bit of distress ink and just build the colour up over time. I'd have to have a think on that one. And again, I've got to wipe the craft sheet. I've got to go and wash everything. I've got brushes covered in Brushos, stencils, craft sheet, fingers. So I'll be busy for the next half hour. Leanne's just asking, how different is it? How different is what, please, Leanne? What would you like to know? It has a painty effect. I've just gone blurry. I'm trying to... There we go. Even though it sets, it will reactivate with water again. So just be aware of that. But the intensity is it's paint, and it's in crystals, and the crystals dissolve in the water. Annie, what colours are you asking after, please? What did I use on the stencil? Is that what you're asking? Okay, I use sea green. I just use sea green. I just thought I'd pick a colour that you might be able to notice. The yellows might have been a bit pale for us to have a look and see. Okay, well with that, I'll say see you later, and I'll get back on here later on Facebook. Oh, sorry. One last question, Annie. The last stencil used was pods. That one. That's a Lavinia stencil. Okay. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye. See you next time.